If you could only own 21 million of something in the entire world, what would it be? Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out that the government just decided to print $1 trillion more dollars out of thin air. Suddenly, the money in your bank account buys less food, less gas, and less rent. Your hard work was essentially diluted in an instant. This isn't a hypothetical horror story. It is exactly what happened during the 2008 global financial crisis. It was the exact moment the world collectively realized the traditional money is flawed because it can be printed endlessly by a small group of people in power. But out of the exact chaos, an online post on X by a leading crypto analyst recently reminded everyone of a revolutionary breakthrough. A mysterious figure named Satoshi Nakamoto published a document that changed humanity forever. They didn't just invent internet money. They did something much more profound. They engineered the world's very first successful attempt at creating absolute, unchangeable digital scarcity. So, in my view, this is the most crucial concept for any investor to grasp. Most people look at Bitcoin and just see a volatile asset that goes up and down on the screen. But when you look deeper, you realize it is an insurance policy against the endless printing process of central banks. It's a completely new way of thinking about human labor and stored value. So, who is Satoshi Nakamoto and why does the mystery matter? To understand why this digital asset is so powerful, we have to go back to the very beginning. In the late 2008, a white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was released to an obscure cryptography mailing list. Then, on January 3, 2009, the Genesis block, the very first block on the Bitcoin network, was mined. Embedded inside that first block was a famous newspaper headline about banks being bailed out, right? The mission was crystal clear. Build a financial system that does not rely on a middleman, a government, or a bank. But then, Satoshi Nakamoto did the most brilliant thing possible. They vanish. To this day, nobody knows if Satoshi was a single man, a woman, or a group of brilliant programmers. I strongly believe that Satoshi's anonymity is Bitcoin's greatest superpower. Think about it. If we knew who the creator was, governments could arrest them, pressure them, or force them to change the code. Because there is no CEO, no board of directors, and no corporate headquarters, Bitcoin is truly decentralized. It belongs to the network, which means it belongs to everyone and no one at the same time. It makes the system completely unkillable. So, the next question is, why is 21 million the most powerful number in finance? Right? Now let's talk about the math that drives the entire system. There will only ever be 21 million bitcoins in existence. Write it down. Carve it in stone. It cannot be changed. This is where the concept of absolute scarcity comes into play. Let's compare it to real gold. Humanity has been mining gold for thousands of years. But the truth The truth is, we have no idea how much gold is still trapped deep in the earth or sitting at the bottom of the ocean. If a massive new gold mine is discovered tomorrow, the global supply increases and the value goes down. With Bitcoin, the supply is mathematically locked. To make things even wilder, Satoshi built a mechanism called the halving, right? The halving. Every 4 years, the amount of new Bitcoin created by the network drops by exactly 50%. Think of it like a global faucet that gets turned down every 4 years, squeezing the supply while demand continues to grow. This fixed supply is why I am so incredibly passionate about this asset. We live in an inflationary world where everything else, such as stocks, real estate, fiat currency, is constantly expanding in supply. Bitcoin is the only asset on earth where we know the exact final supply with absolute mathematical certainty. So, in my opinion, holding an asset that cannot be diluted is the smartest long-term decision an individual can make in the digital age. Right? So, can a string of digital code truly function as a digital gold? Right? Is Bitcoin truly the digital gold of the modern era? A lot of skeptics ask, how can something you can't physically touch be valuable? The answer lies in comparing its traits to traditional gold. For centuries, gold was chosen as wealth because it is durable and scarce. But gold has a massive problem, and that's portability. If you need to transport $1 million worth of physical gold across international border in an emergency, it is incredibly heavy, highly dangerous, and easily confiscated. Bitcoin solves this. You can carry one Bitcoin or dollars worth of Bitcoin or on a tiny thumb drive, or even safer, memorized as a seed phrase inside your head. It is also infinitely divisible. Good luck trying to cut a gold bar into a million tiny pieces to buy a $5 cup of coffee. With Bitcoin, you can send $5 or $5 million across the globe in seconds for a fraction of a cent. In my experience studying these assets, Bitcoin isn't just imitating gold, it is actively improving upon it. It takes all the best properties of physical gold, such as scarcity, durability, and unforgeability, and upgrades them with the speed, flexibility of the internet. It is a generational shift. Just like email replaced the post office, digital gold is inevitably challenging physical gold as the ultimate store of value for the modern world. So, the next question is, what is the ultimate conclusion of the Satoshi legacy? When we step back and look at the entire picture, it becomes obvious that Bitcoin is far more than just a speculative tech trend or a line on a price chart. It represents a profound mathematical breakthrough in how human beings define, store, and transfer value across time and space. Satoshi Nakamoto took the lessons of historical financial failures and engineered a peer-to-peer system that gives power back to the individual. By enforcing a strict limit of 21 million coins and removing the need for trusted third parties, the network has created a parallel financial system that operates purely on logic and code, completely free from human greed or political corruption. Whether you see it as a digital gold, a technological revolution, or simply a global savings account, one thing is completely undeniable. The genie is out of the bottle, and the financial world will never be the same again. Right? And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one. Or you might as well want to check this next recommended or suggested video right here.